Good morning and welcome to Morning Messages of Hope and Inspiration. My name is Jenny McBride. And today I want to share a very special message. You are special. You're special. Yesterday I met a young lady at a bookstore. It was a beautiful, fun, used bookstore with gorgeous books. It was just amazing. And I met her and I was talking to her about this book, You're Special. And I just wanted to share why I love this book. I believe the principles found in this book can help increase our emotional resilience. And never in the time of history have people needed more emotional resilience. We need to remember that we're special and why we are special and to whom we are special. So if it's okay, I would just like to take a minute and read you a children's book. Is that all right? You're special. This book is by Max Lucado. It's a children's Christian book, and it was published in 1997. So I'll show you the picture, and then I'll read, because it's so fun. Okay. The Wimmicks were small wooden people. All of the wooden people were carved by a woodworker named Eli. His workshop sat on a hill overlooking their village. Each Wimmick was different. Some had big noses, others had large eyes. Some were tall, others were short. Some wore hats and others wore coats, but all were made by the same carver and all lived in the village. All day and every day, the Wimmicks did the same thing. They gave each other stickers. Each Wimmick had a box of gold stickers and a box of gray dot stickers. Up and down the street, all over the city, people spent their days sticking stars or dots on one another. The pretty ones, those with smooth wood and fine paint, always got stars. But if the wood was rough and the paint was chipped, the Wimmicks gave dots. The talented ones got stars too. Some could lift big sticks high above their heads and jump over tall boxes. Still others knew big words or could sing pretty songs. Everyone gave them stars. Some Wimmicks had stars all over them. Every time they got a star, it made them feel so good inside. It made them want to do something else to get another star. Others, though, could do little, and they got dots. Punchinello was one of these. He tried to jump high like the others, but he always fell. And when he fell, the others would gather round and give him dots. Sometimes he fell, his wood got scratched. So the people would give him more dots. Then, when he would try to explain why he fell, he would say something silly. And the Wimmicks would give him, you got it, more dots. After a while, he had so many dots that he didn't want to go outside. He was afraid he would do something dumb, such as forget his hat or step into the water, and then people would give him another dot. In fact, he had so many gray dots that some people would just come up and give him one for no reason at all. He deserves lots of dots, the wooden people would agree with one another. He's not a good wooden person. After a while, Punchinello believed them. I'm not a good Wimmick, he would say. The few times he went outside, he hung around other Wimmicks who had lots of dots. He felt better around them. But one day he met a Wimmick who was unlike any he'd ever met. She had no dots or stars. She was just wooden, and her name was Lucia. Lucia. It wasn't that people didn't try to give her stickers. It's just that the stickers didn't stick. Some of the Wimmicks admired Lucia for having no dots, so they would run up and give her a star. But it would fall off. Others would look down on her for having no stars, so they would give her a dot. But it wouldn't stay either. That's the way I want to be, thought Punchinello. I don't want anyone's marks. So he asked the stickerless Wimmick how she did it. It's easy, Lucia replied. Every day I go to see Eli. Eli? Yes, Eli the wood carver. I sit in the workshop with him. Why? Why don't you go find out for yourself? Go up the hill, he's there. And with that, the Wimmick who had no stickers turned and skipped away. But will he want to see me? Punchinello cried out. So Punchinello went home. He sat near a window and watched the wooden people as they scurried around, giving each other stars and dots. It's not right, he muttered to himself. and he decided to go see Eli. He walked up the narrow path to the top of the hill and stepped into the big shop. His wooden eyes widened at the size of everything. The stool was as tall as he was. He had to stretch up onto his tiptoes to see the top of the workbench. A hammer was as long as his arm. Punchinello swallowed hard. I'm not staying here. And he turned to leave, and then he heard his name. Punchinello. The voice was deep and strong. Punchinello stopped. Punchinello, how good to see you. Come and let me have a look at you. Punchinello turned slowly and looked at the large bearded craftsman. You know my name? The little Wemmick asked. Of course I do. I made you. Eli stooped down and picked him up and set him on the bench. The maker spoke thoughtfully as he looked at the gray dots. Looks like you've been given some bad marks. I didn't mean to, Eli. I tried really hard. Oh, you don't have to defend yourself to me, child. I don't care what the other Wemmicks think. You don't? No, and you shouldn't either. Who are they to give stars and dots? They're Wemmicks, just like you. They think what they think doesn't matter, Punchinello. All that matters is what I think. And I think you're pretty special. Punchinello laughed. Me special? Why? I can't walk fast. I can't jump. My paint is peeling. Why do I matter to you? Eli looked at Punchinello, put his hands on those small wooden shoulders, and spoke very slowly. Because you're mine. That's why you matter to me. Punchinello had never had anyone look at him like this, much less his maker. He didn't know what to say. Every day, I've been hoping you'd come, Eli explained. I came because I met someone who had no marks, said Punchinello. I know. She told me about you. Why don't the stickers stay on her? The maker spoke softly. Because she has decided that what I think is more important than what they think. The stickers only stick if you let them. What? The stickers only stick if they matter to you. The more you trust my love, the less you care about their stickers. I'm not sure I understand. Eli smiled. You will, but it will take some time. You've got a lot of marks. For now, just come and see me every day and let me remind you how much I care. Eli lifted Punchinello off the bench and set him on the ground. Remember, Eli said as the Wemmick walked out the door, you are special because I made you, and I don't make mistakes. Punchinello didn't stop, but in his heart, he thought, I think he really means it. And when he did, a dot fell to the ground. I love this book. When Jesus Christ was asked which is the greatest commandment, he said, first, to love God with all our heart, mind, and soul. And second, to love our neighbor like ourselves. I believe the greater our capacity to receive God's love and to know who we are as his children, the easier it is to live the first and the second commandment. The more we love God, the more we receive his love into our hearts, the easier it is to love others, even if they say or do things that are hurtful, that might leave dots. In the time we live in, there's a lot of social media. There's a lot of things that we post to get some stars or some dots or to get people to feel sorry for us or receive help. And there's nothing wrong with reaching out and sharing on social media. But if our worth is dependent on how many likes we get, how many stickers, and if someone says one negative comment, which they will do on social media, and we're crushed by that one comment versus thousands of stars, are we truly linked to our Father, our Maker? Have we chosen to receive his love into our hearts and to let him help us identify his love for us? Are we willing to truly accept we are his children and that he loves us, that we are beloved children of God? Or are we dependent upon what everybody else thinks for our value and worth? Are we dependent on the car we drive, the house we live in, the clothes we wear, the team we're on? Where do we get our value, our intrinsic value and worth? Are we willing to spend time with the Maker? Are we willing to go to the workshop and talk to him in prayer? Are we willing to ask him how he feels about us? I have taken the time to go to God in prayer and ask him how he feels about me. That has improved my confidence and my ability to love better than any other simple thing. Just like Punchinello, I had to go to the workshop. And there was a time I was very addicted to people's stars and dots. I needed people's approval to feel loved instead of receiving God's love. That love is not conditional upon our perfect obedience. Can I repeat that? God's love is not conditional on our perfect obedience. We show God our love by keeping his commandments. And he hopes that we will improve in our ability to keep his commandments and to love him. But his love for us is eternal. Even when we mess up, even if we say something stupid, even if we sin, God still loves us. We're still his child. And he will invite us to live better and to obey his commandments. He asks us to love him. The greatest is to love him and to love our neighbor as ourselves. The more we receive his love, the more we receive that into our hearts and know we are his child and he loves us and that we have individual talents, the greater our capacity to love ourselves and in turn love others and think less about ourselves. I can tell you, for me, as my confidence has increased, I don't think about myself as much. I think about how I can use my talents and gifts to help other people. And I want to help them. But learning to accept this love and learning to care more about what he thinks about me and trying to live a life that he would be proud of is what I'm going after. I don't want my intrinsic value to be given based on a paycheck, based on a degree, based on the neighborhood I live, based on the car I drive, based on the length of my hair. I want to be able to spend time with God in prayer, and I want to give him that gift of that I will let him determine my worth. And I will accept that gift and to know that I am special because I am his daughter and that I have intrinsic divine worth. I am his daughter. And the more I accept that, the more I realize everyone around me is also his child and his daughter. That understanding, that belief has changed and impacted the way I interact with others and the choices I've made of what to do with my life. I testify we are special because we are his children and he loves us. And I invite you to share this message and to share God's love with others. And for those that are struggling with the stars and dots, please give out stars, please give compliments, please be kind and be loving. Please try not to give dots out in the form of criticism or help or whatever, but be the kind of person who's a cheerleader and a builder in other people's lives, because I think we can help connect that. Be the kind of person that will lead someone to God, not away. I testify you are special. And this book is awesome. Share it with your friends. Share it with your kids. Read this to them often. Help them develop this Christ-like love for others and help them know that they are loved. And I say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Thank you for joining me in Morning Messages of Hope and Inspiration. Please like, subscribe, and share. Have a great day. Love you.